Welcome to Business English for Success. Have you ever been in a fast-paced global meeting and you knew exactly what you wanted to contribute, but your mind spent too much time translating every thought from your native language into English?
I know that feeling well, Sophia. By the time you find the right words in your head, the conversation has already moved on to the next topic. You miss the chance to share your insights just because of that brief mental delay.
Exactly, Liam. Being professional isn't about using the most complex vocabulary. It's about having a natural reflex so you can focus on the business goals, not the grammar. Today, we are helping you move beyond that mental translation habit.
We have prepared 3 very practical office scenarios to help you think and react directly in English. Reduce overthinking, just clear, natural communication that helps you move forward in your career.
Are you ready to improve the way you communicate at work? Let's start with our first scenario. How to handle a brief, unplanned conversation with a senior director with genuine confidence. Scenario 1. The corridor opportunity. Imagine you are walking to a meeting and you suddenly meet a senior director in the hallway. You have exactly 30 seconds before they enter their office.
This is a demanding moment, Sophia. Most people get overwhelmed and start translating simple phrases like, "I want to report about the project." By the time you find the words, the elevator door is closed. Let's see how to use a status bridge to react instantly and professionally.
Now, let's listen to the conversation. In this scenario, I will play the role of Sophia and Liam will be the senior director. Let's begin.
Good morning, Liam. I'm glad I ran into you.
Morning, Sophia. Heading to the big presentation?
Actually, I just finished a quick sync-up with the product team. We've made some great headway on the new features you mentioned last week.
Oh, that's good to hear. Is the integration moving along as planned?
It is. We are currently fine-tuning the final details. I'd love to give you a brief update when you have 5 minutes later this week.
Definitely. Check with my assistant for a slot on Thursday afternoon. Keep up the good work, Sophia.
Will do, Liam. Have a productive meeting.
That was much more than just small talk. Sophia used a technique called the status bridge.
Exactly. Instead of translating a formal report, she started with, "I just finished a quick sync-up." This phrase acts as a bridge. It tells the director you are busy, productive, and focused on the right goals.
Notice the phrase, "made some great headway." It's a professional way to say making progress without searching for a difficult verb. It flows naturally and shows confidence.
Our key phrase for this valuable moment is, "I'd love to give you a brief update when you have 5 minutes."
This is the perfect call to action in a hallway. It's not pushy, but it shows you are proactive about your work. It reduces the translation habit because you are focused on the next step.
Now, tell us, if you had 30 seconds with a senior leader in an elevator, what is the one project you would mention? Try to write your status bridge in the comments.
Moving fast in the hallway is great for your visibility, but what happens when the environment becomes more formal, like when you were in a global meeting and a question is directed specifically at you?
That's a different kind of focus. Let's see how to handle the unexpected question in Scenario 2. Scenario 2. The unexpected question. Imagine you were in a formal Microsoft Teams meeting with colleagues from London and Tokyo. The discussion is moving fast. Suddenly, the project lead asks for your thoughts on the new project timeline.
This is exactly where the translation habit happens, Sophia. You want to give a professional answer, but your brain is busy organizing complex sentences. You want to be accurate, so you might take longer to respond.
To move beyond translation, you need a strategy to buy yourself a few seconds while staying professional. Before we listen to the conversation, notice how Liam uses anchor phrases to start his response instantly. Let's hear how he handles the situation.
Liam, we've been discussing the Q4 roadmap. From your perspective, do you think the current delivery dates are realistic for the technical team?
That's a fair question, Sophia. Let me reflect on the current workload for a moment. Looking at our recent progress, I believe the timeline is manageable, but we need to stay mindful of the testing phase.
I see. Are there any specific focus areas you are concerned about?
To be honest, the main factor will be the integration with the cloud service. If we get the API documentation by Friday, we should be in a good position to meet the deadline.
I appreciate the clarity, Liam. It's helpful to know exactly what the dependencies are. I'll make sure the documentation is prioritized.
Thanks, Sophia. That will definitely help the team maintain our current momentum.
Liam did something very smart there. Instead of waiting while organizing his thoughts, he started with, "That's a fair question."
Exactly. This is an anchor phrase. It gives your brain 2 or 3 seconds to organize your thoughts in English without any unnecessary silence. You are using a preset professional response to maintain your flow.
Our key sentence for this scenario is, "Let me reflect on the current workload for a moment."
Use this whenever you need a few seconds to gather your thoughts. It shows you're a thoughtful and serious professional.
Now it's your turn. If a senior manager asked you for a quick update right now, what is your favorite phrase to buy time professionally? Write it in the comments and we will give you our feedback.
Navigating meetings is a great step for your career, but there is one more task. What if you have to explain a complex problem to a client who is not an expert?
That requires a clear and direct approach. We call it the clarity filter, and it's coming up in our final scenario. Scenario 3, the clarity filter. This is a valuable exercise for thinking in English. Imagine a client or a senior director asks you to explain why a certain part of the project is taking longer than expected. It's a complex issue, and if you try to organize every technical detail, you might feel hesitant in the middle of your sentence.
That's a common challenge, Sophia. We often think we need to explain everything in detail to sound smart, but in a professional setting, clarity is more important than complexity. You need to filter the information before you speak.
Now, let's see how this works in a real discussion. In this scenario, I will be the manager, Sophia, and Liam will play the role of the project lead, explaining a technical update. Let's listen.
Liam, I was reviewing the latest progress report. Could you help me understand what's causing the current delay in the data migration?
I appreciate you bringing that up, Sophia. To put it simply, we've encountered some formatting inconsistencies in the old database. It's a common occurrence when moving large volumes of information.
I see. Will this affect our overall go-live date next month?
Our main focus right now is to ensure the data is accurate before we move forward. We have already assigned 2 extra team members to handle the cleanup, so while it's a temporary delay, I'm confident we can still meet our primary target.
That sounds like a proactive approach. Do you need any additional resources from the management side?
At this stage, we have everything we need. I'll provide you with another update this Thursday to confirm our progress. Thank you for your support on this.
Liam stayed very calm there. Notice how he used the phrase, "to put it simply."
That's a powerful tool, Sophia. When you say, "to put it simply," you are giving your brain permission to focus on the main idea. It helps you move beyond the translation process because you are looking for the direct way to explain a point.
Also, look at how he used inconsistencies instead of a more negative word. It's professional, precise, and objective. It describes a technical fact without making it sound like a serious issue. Our key phrase for this final level is, "Our main focus right now is to ensure the data is accurate."
This is a great phrase because it pivots from a problem to a professional goal. It shows you are in control of the situation.
Now, tell us in the comments, what is your favorite phrase to explain a project update to your manager? We'd love to see your professional style.
We've covered 3 very different scenarios today, from the office corridor to a formal meeting and a complex explanation. Now, how do you make these phrases a part of your natural reflex?
That is where the practical practice begins. Coming up next is our master shadowing session. This is where you speak after us to build your confidence and muscle memory. Stay with us. Your professional growth continues right now. You've done a great job following the scenarios. Now it's time to make these professional phrases your own. Please listen carefully and speak after me. Focus on the natural rhythm and the confidence in each word. Are you ready? Let's begin. We've made some great headway on the new features.
We've made some great headway on the new features.
Excellent. Let's try the next one for a quick update. I'd love to give you a brief update when you have 5 minutes.
I'd love to give you a brief update when you have 5 minutes.
That sounds very professional. Next is a key phrase for meetings. That's a fair question. Let me reflect on the current workload.
That's a fair question. Let me reflect on the current workload.
Brilliant. You are building real muscle memory. Let's continue. I'll make sure the documentation is prioritized.
I'll make sure the documentation is prioritized.
Great pace. Now for our final scenario. To put it simply, we've encountered some formatting inconsistencies.
To put it simply, we've encountered some formatting inconsistencies.
One last sentence to show your leadership. Our main focus right now is to ensure the data is accurate.
Our main focus right now is to ensure the data is accurate.
Outstanding effort! You are now one step closer to thinking directly in English. Liam, we've covered a lot today. What is your biggest takeaway from our session on moving beyond translation?
I think the status bridge from Scenario 1 is an essential tool for me, Sophia. Being able to update a senior director in the hallway with confidence is a significant advantage for any professional.
I agree. And for me, the anchor phrases in Scenario 2 are vital for anyone who wants to stay calm in dynamic situations. It's about creating that mental space to think in English, not just reacting in a hurry.
Exactly. Professional English is a journey of building habits, not just memorizing rules. Every time you use one of these phrases, you are training your brain to think like a global professional.
Thank you for being a part of our community at Business English for Success. If you found value in these scenarios, please support our mission by subscribing and sharing this with your team. Your growth is our success.
We look forward to seeing your progress in the comments below. Stay professional, stay focused, and keep moving forward.
Goodbye for now, and we will see you in our next session. Take care.